They went out for state workers. They went out for all workers. When I was in Argentina, they asked me, how's ILW U10? We heard the brother from Palestine say in Palestine they got pictures of ILW U10. That's because they are the international working class, which has only one historic interest, and that's to abolish capitalism. We have to break out these bureaucrats that tie us to the Democrats. We have to forge rank and file caucuses and drive out the existing leaders. Otherwise, we will not have a general strike. Love the sister that's going to march to Sacramento by herself, but the unions have to lead it. The unions have to leave it, otherwise there will not be a general strike. To do that, rank and file membership has to drive out the leaders, break from the Democratic Party, form a fighting workers' labor party, link with labor black and brown, because that's how we're going to shut the city down. Thank you very much.
Woo! Yeah! All right, thank you, brother. Thank you very much. All right. I know I said that was the last speaker. You lied again. But I skipped another brother. But I'm going to go ahead and introduce my brother. He came all the way from Seattle. Whoa. Local 52. ILWU to come down here and support his brothers at Local 10. And he's here to tell PMA, just like the rest of us are, is that until you have hands off of Local 10, we here to give you hell from all corners of the spectrum of this country. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my brother from Local 52, Brother Mike Horde.
All right. Seattle presente.
How are you brothers and sisters doing? Well, you know, one thing about the Local 10 is when we have a fight, we don't just have a fight in Seattle. We call our brothers at home, which we call this home, where there's a predominantly colored organization as far as a local goal on the West Coast, the most predominant one, which all their members of all colors, all rainbow. I love that. I wish it was in Seattle, but it's not. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I came down. I came down here to fight. That's all I do. I fight. I didn't even want to get up here, but what the hell? I'm good at it.
And modest.
But you know, the whole thing is PMA, this very same corporation. We came here a couple years ago, me and my brother and some other African American Longshore Coalition. Why would we have that? Due to we're not being treated right. So we had to organize something. It had been before me and my brother took it over. So when we came here, we went upstairs, we negotiated with these suckers. They said, oh yeah, don't worry, we'll tell our guys to stop doing whatever they're doing so we can get it right. But I'm gonna tell you what, PMA did a lottery in Seattle just recently. They did not advertise in no black paper, no Filipino paper, no Asian paper, none of that. They just put it in one paper, Seattle Times, which is a white paper. Hell, I don't even read it. I read my own organization paper, my own community paper. Okay? Because that's my community. I want to know what's happening in my community. Okay? So they didn't even advertise. We even went to them. So they said, the hell with you. But I'm going to tell all you brothers and sisters that's in a union, be careful who you put in office. Be careful. Because you know what? They're not there for you. There's a lot of brothers that's in the ILW. Back where I'm from, Seattle. I was in 19, now I'm in 52. They don't give a shit about me. You know, I'm just a person they want to get rid of, a black person. But I'm going to tell you what, due to they did not organize in our papers, me and my brother and others, we filed charges on them. So that lottery that they did, it's been held up.
Right on.
And what we're looking for is, because we know we got support.
That's it.
We're not worried about that. And they know they got support from us. So we got support from our locals, our brothers right here, and brothers and sisters Local 10. So what it is, it's held up. So what we're going to tell them is, in order for you to do things right, you got to come back to the table. Make sure you bring in some of my people's guaranteed. And I'm going to tell you what, like I say, be careful who you put in office, brothers and sisters, because they will sell you down the road. They've been doing it in every local. Don't think it ain't happening. So I'm going to tell you what, when your leadership come back to you and say, we got to do exactly what the company say. Your ass don't bleed in leadership. You shouldn't be in no leadership. So every brother here, if you came out today to fight and stand with these brothers and sisters, you the one should be in leadership. No one else. Yeah. No one else. Take that serious. I'm dead serious. So I'm gonna tell you what, you only show that you're fighters. You're willing to come out here. Because you know you're gonna be broadcast anyway. When you get back home, If your local didn't send you, they'd be like, what the hell was you there for? Okay? Your whole thing is you're here to fight and you're here to stand with each other. I'm gonna tell you what, this is a nice little crowd. I say little crowd. Crowd should have been all the way down the block.
Next time.
Next time. That's right.
Like my brother Trent said, start small.
It's just a kickoff.
Then it grows. It's me and my brother. We two individuals in Seattle. We got a few other brothers that's starting to jump on. We've been fighting for years. Two of us. Two. I'm tired of fighting just me and him. I want some other brothers and sisters. I call on these brothers. He call on them every day. But you know what? Local 10 is the only one that have stood up for Seattle to be treated right, to be treated with some justice. And we still got a big fight. PMA is our biggest fight, along with our leadership. How the hell did that happen? but I mean, that's my whole thing is that day on the 4th, I didn't go to work. My brother didn't go to work. It was about 6 of us, and my local didn't go to work. That's a crying shame. It's a crying shame. That was a whole setup. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. It was a setup, brothers. It was a setup to try to mess with the only African American and colored local there is. Strong. You're the only militant ones left. Like I told my local when I got up and spoke at the meeting, I said, you need to send 2 members down there. You know, they didn't want to send us, but shit, y'all caused all the trouble. Get out of here. So like I told him, I said, if PMA can go after the most militant local on the West Coast, I said, if they can get them, all y'all out of work.
Right.
All of you. And that is no joke. So I'm going to tell you what, Local 10 ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to see to it that Seattle get a hell of a lot more brothers and sisters. So if you got family members there, tell them to get in touch.
Thank you. Right on.
All right, thank you, Brother Horde. Brother Horde, ILW Local 6, the 52 in Seattle. Okay, now we're going to wrap it up here. I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming out. All you ILW members out there, make sure you shake everybody's hand out here who is not in the ILW for coming out here and supporting us. Quick announcement here. We'll be, like a lot of the speakers mentioned, this is the beginning of this movement. This is not the end. So we will be having a Local 10 Defense Committee meeting coming up shortly. I don't have the exact date right now, but you do.
Thursday, May 5th.
Thursday, May 5th.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at the ILW Local 10 Union Hall in San Francisco. For more information on that, just go on the web and look up www.transportworkers.org. Okay? www.transportworkers.org. Okay? And in closing, brothers and sisters, I want to thank each and every one of you from your unions and your labor organizations that came out and helped us to demonstrate out here in the true spirit of Martin Luther King. Because on April 4th, we stood by in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King, the anniversary of his assassination. We also stood by in support of the public workers in Wisconsin and 15 other states where they're being attacked by our own government. And because we did that, because we took that very important step, very necessary step for workers in this country, these employers upstairs on the 3rd floor are coming after us, using the government again and trying to sue us and bust our union financially. So I'm really glad that all of you have come out. This is, like I said, this is just the beginning. We plan to swell up the ground around the employers, and until you fake labor leaders, I got one last thing to say to you fake labor leaders.
Yeah, come on. Tell them something.
And I want you to listen very carefully. And I want PMA to listen, because the fake labor leaders that you put in place will not stop us. They didn't stop the Million Worker March, and they won't stop this campaign either. So you might as well drop the charges now. But to you fake labor leaders, I'm going to tell you something that the Four Tops told the listening public years ago. It's time to live it down. A lot of us have been pushed around, red, yellow, black, white, and brown, with a tear of our own. So I don't see how you can't see that they're messing with society. And the leaves of your family tree are calling you to come home. So live it down. Bring yourself back home where you belong so we can fight these employers like we need to fight them. I thank each and every one of you for coming out. Power to the struggle. Keep your ears open for the next meeting. And before we leave, I want to tell PMA, we'll be back. This is Trent Buster Jr. Willis down here, ILW Local 10. I know you're looking out the window, and I'm going to bring them back. I'm going to bring even more people back when I come back. So be ready. Drop the charges now. 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 We'll be back. 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 All right, thank you, brothers and sisters. And one last thing for you, PMA. When we come back, we're going to be in huge numbers. And even if you drop the charges, we're still going to swell up the ground around you and make solidarity reign